Stop buying Dubai Marina. It is horrible. It is for people who don't know better. As of now, Dubai has postponed their plans for casino in favor of developing their ability to host poker tournaments. For them, that is a much more attractive direction. Hello and welcome to your weekly news dump. My name is Artem. I'm CEO of Akord Properties, and this is what I found interesting in the news this week. My opinions on that, all of the good stuff. Please like, subscribe, that really helps us, and let's get into the news. So what's important this week? The important thing this week, my car got returned, wasn't repaired properly, I'm selling it. You're looking for Ram Limited Anniversary Edition in relatively good condition, but with shitty dealer support, which is the only dealer support you'll get in UAE. Drop me a message. Would love to sell it to you as soon as possible. All right. What I'm getting in return is a Chinese car, the Honky brand. I love getting myself a brand of a car I can barely pronounce. But look, you get a nice luxury sedan with nice leather, quiet, smooth, soft ride, everything I need from daily for half the price of a the new Toyota Crown, which I think is a good value. Anywho, Dubai is overcrowded. That happens. That's all good and fine, but we've been saying Habibi come to Dubai. Every Habibi came to Dubai. Now it takes an hour for me to drive to work. And 40 minutes to drive back from work. And I'm driving late. I'm driving outside of peak hours, okay? I shifted my work schedule specifically to avoid peak hours, and I'm still driving for a solid part of my day, and I hate it. I hate it. Traffic is getting out of hand. I can't book a restaurant. Everything's overcrowded. Honestly, I need to stop promoting Dubai and make my life easier, but I won't.
Habibi, come to Dubai.
Giving myself troubles, making my life harder is what I do, is what I like. So let's get into actual news. So we started with the regular feature now in our news, the I told you so news. So what happened is Barari is the highest growing area in Dubai lately. As I predicted, it will be catching up with Palm because it's just as cool. Barari now is worth 111% more than it was a year ago. So yeah, it grew. Too late. If you knew, you knew. If you didn't, you know now, but that's useless. Good to know. Great news. Listen to me next time. Anyway, on to the next one. So here's once again, the leading areas in Dubai in past 9 months for transactions. So what's liquid is what we find out from that, is what's hot and what's going. So the number one is Al Barsha South, 4th. Not sure what's going on there, but it's a lot of industrial, it's a lot of different stuff. Not to worry. A little bit of a surprise leader, but why not? But then close second follows Dubai Marina.
Uh-oh.
Once again, stop buying Dubai Marina. It is horrible. It is for people who don't know better. Stop disappointing me. Stop buying Dubai Marina. I don't like this area. I hate this area with a passion at this point because it's too much. It's too much at this point. Please stop buying it. It's not right. Okay, well, then Business Bay, Al Safa 5, all make sense. The Burj Khalifa area, Jebel Ali, Al Kiran, they all make sense, right? Once again, those are administrative areas. They don't quite reflect the actual neighborhoods we're talking about, but yes, all of those make sense. They're where the popular neighborhoods are. They are where a lot of off-plan lunches happened. Makes sense, but once again, Marina doesn't. In terms of transaction value, Dubai Marina is actually number one. Stop spending this money on something so bad. I need to collect myself.
5 hours later.
So, also with us seeing this first 9 months of the year as a transactions, we can now see the numbers, and we have just over 33% rise compared to last year in number of transactions, and around 36% rise in value of transactions. And they're not too far off, right? So average value of transaction did not rise all that significantly. It rose the 10%, and that's what I told you to expect on average. That's what I told our investors to rely on, but as we discussed previously, some areas grew significantly more. And this is the important thing. Everybody thinks Dubai is just come in and make money. That it's a bubble like any real estate bubble. You just come in and whatever you buy is going to rise and rise and rise, and you can't lose the game, right? No, you can lose the game or you can win less. Here is a spot for sophisticated investors, or investors correctly advised, is what we strive to do, giving us the opportunities for incredible growth when capital is applied correctly. Dubai altogether is not growing at a crazy rate. Property values here are not growing incredibly. Some properties here grow in their value incredibly. And that's what I'm saying. We were aiming for most of our investors to achieve 15% value growth. But we always say that in our models, in our predictions, when we do math for you and explain to you what your income would be, we actually predict a very, very pessimistic 6% value growth of your property. And that's about, with the bottom of the barrel, everything gone wrong. And then we show you numbers with the reasonable 10%. And that's what we achieved this year. This is what we expected this year, but we would rather exceed the expectations than meet them, right? So we always work with the clients to get the best investment with the best returns, and more importantly, to get the best reliability on that and the best fit to a specific goal. Because, okay, maybe somebody not interested in 30% growth in a year. They're interested in a 5 years reliability of their investment. They don't want to move money all that much. That makes sense as well, because with this 10% growth, with you renting out your apartment, with all the costs associated with the property purchase, you still only made 5% at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you made 5% on your investment in the first year, and that's not impressive. But next year, like now, the rental prices went up. So once again, return on your investment in cash value of rental increases significantly, hopefully. And your value keeps growing. So the next year, the year 2 is where you start seeing actual profits, right? Where you start seeing great returns. So investing into something which grows great for a year, only to sell it off in a year, not always makes great sense, right? If you hit the gold mine and you made a lot of growth and you want to cash out and spread the money out, more power to you. But in most cases, investing with Dubai real estate, you need to be looking at a 2-year horizon minimum. I usually advise to look at 4 years. That's just reasonable time. That's where your appreciation is going to be all realized, and you can cash out with more money and redistribute it correctly with the new market. But once again, we're always tracking those numbers, and I recommend you to do so. I know it's tedious to some, exciting to me, which is tells you more about me than anything. But look at the numbers, always look at the numbers, always compare the numbers and look at the in-depth analytics. It's valuable to you. We do that as well, but never trust anyone. Do your due diligence, as I always say. On to the next news. So next in the news is the UAE and casino topic. And here I have two news pieces straight away, and I'll discuss them together. One is a bit more expected, is the one that Ras Al Khaimah, together with Wynn Resorts, reveals more about the casino. And once again, as I said before, I had only one concern. My only concern was they used the term gaming, and what I predicted is what happened is where they have the actual gambling zone, which is obviously off limits due to religious sensibilities for Muslims, and they don't want to lose out on this demographic quite obviously in the Middle East as the leading demographic, and therefore the second zone they'll have will be a zone with gaming where there will be games, but there will be no gambling. Once again, I'm not a big gambler myself, so I will probably thoroughly enjoy the gaming zone. I advise you to maybe have a look at it as well. Now we have confirmation there will be gambling, which is good for business, which means it's now solid, bulletproof investment as far as, real estate investments go in developing areas, because Al Marjan Island is obviously just being built and nothing is there yet. It's just a bunch of sand in the shape of islands. But right now we have all the infrastructure plans in place and the contracts associated with that and the company's commitments. So now it's actually much safer and very reliable to invest there. We have the biggest risk now being eliminated completely. We know that. They also released more renders and it's more gold and grandiosity, which is fine for casino, I guess. Not exactly what I like in the interior, but it's okay for casino. You go to casino to have fun, not to practice moderation. So I guess it's fine. And once again, the less known fact that Dubai and Abu Dhabi were also aiming towards the casino game. And as of now, Dubai has postponed their plans for casino in favor of developing their ability to host poker tournaments. For them, that is a much more attractive direction, or they believe it's more attractive. Where Abu Dhabi, the least expected for me, out of the all contenders to actually build a casino, are actually in the final stages of deciding on location, and the current favorite is the Yas Island. The Yas Island is a great sport, although it will become slightly less family friendly due to gambling, but I don't think it's going to influence it all that much. And it's an extremely popular destination anyway, so it will just boast the existing area. If you ask me, I would rather them build a completely separate area for the casino and develop more spaces and more places and segment it more in the market. But first of all, it's not final decision. Second of all, it's not for me to decide. So we'll see what happens. But the most surprising news of the day really is Dubai doesn't want to do casino. Who would have guessed? Wow. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised by that. If you asked me 2 years ago, who's going to do casino in the Middle East, I'd say, yeah, Dubai will be first in the queue, clawing at the opportunity. But apparently for them, it's not something they're very interested in and something they would consider later on. But right now, they don't believe they need it. I assume they decided to hang back and see what other guys do and learn from it and make it better, which is a viable strategy. So we'll see where it goes. Although we won't see it very soon, but we'll see. So last week we talked about the new Aldar Heaven project, and Now it's been launched and it's sold out. First two stages of the Grand Plan community have been sold out completely. Sold out within hours of launch, which means instantly, as I explained before. Is it hours, minutes, or a day? Only depending on how quickly they can admin the sales, and that's it. It's not the difference in demand, really. All of those are instant demand for over 100% of what they offer. Honestly, not too surprised, but definitely impressed. Because first of all, it's a Dubai South area. Second of all, it's pretty expensive. And the third, it's Aldar, that's their first project in Dubai. They've always been Abu Dhabi guys, right? And they've always been building in Abu Dhabi only. But only makes sense because their infrastructure promise, their quality promise, what they've built before in Abu Dhabi is all great and makes sense to trust the developer. The interesting finding is that now we see that Dubai South developments can be high value and sought after. So now we are starting to look into Dubai South. I was hanging back and I told you, gonna develop at some point, but hang back and see what's happening. That's the sign I expected, right? That's the indicator I wanted to see. Now the future launches will be offering to our investors, will be offering very much actively with much more confidence now. So now we see that Dubai South and the Jebel Ali area, that's beyond Palm Jebel Ali. Palm Jebel Ali is a different thing. Still looking at that. Still not as confident, but the Jebel Ali in general and the whole Dubai South area are now becoming interesting investment opportunities. They look promising. They still look higher risk than, let's say, something in Al Jadaf, but they look higher reward and they look highly promising. So we start offering it to the investors who can understand the risks associated, but who are interested in those risks to realize higher gains. My congratulations to Aldar. Great job. On to the next news. And now the most important bit. If you come in to Dubai for New Year's, or you live in Dubai and you spend New Year's in Dubai, which fireworks should you attend this year? So the new contender is Creek. No idea what's going to be there. I live in Creek, so I don't spend my New Year in Creek, obviously. This year, by virtue of my friends, I'm going to be in the downtown Dubai, and I'm going to be seeing Burj Khalifa fireworks. Last year, I was right next to the Blue Waters and JBR fireworks, right? The funny thing with JBR fireworks, they were completely overshadowed by the Palm. Atlantis the Palm went all out last year. I think this year going to be the same, but those are your four options. I always say that the best price quality ratio is JBR. JBR is where you can go party after. There's a lot of destinations, a lot of beach parties on New Year. Great place to be. You still can see the Palm fireworks from where you are. You see JBR fireworks up close, but you won't see the Burj Khalifa area. Burj Khalifa is extremely expensive on New Year, and only good if you're not planning to leave it before 4 a.m. because you'll have no chance to unless you're prepared to walk for miles and miles and miles. Once again, the Palm is for the people who love Palm. The Creek is for the people who want something new and tired of everything else. That's it. I made their article better. They should hire me. So that's it for this week's news. Thank you for making it all the way through video. Not that many people do, and I really appreciate you for that. Please like and subscribe. Press the bell icon so you can see our next news. We really need your help with that because algorithm wouldn't deliver it to you just yet because they don't quite like us for whatever reasons. Once again, thank you and see you next week.